I wrote it because a lot of people don't understand what sales is like in the day-to-day life of a salesperson.
But you write it for realtors, or is it?
I wrote it for realtors, but you know, anybody who's an entrepreneur could benefit from this book.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason being is sales. Mm-hmm. We're all in this business. I think of sales as service. So you have a client, they have a particular need. And so what you do is you figure out what that need is and you meet. And so that's why rapport is so important, because if you like and trust somebody, you're going to want to buy something from them. Well, actually, some people do that. And I find myself I do that just to please them. Sometimes I don't, and I think that's what happened. We're buying things we didn't need. And in fact, I labeled the eight essential virtues and the 8 potential vices. And one of the vices is imbalance. Mm-hmm. And I have to admit, I have had it. I have been very imbalanced. And I talk about that in my book, where I've just worked and worked and worked, and then you get fried. And that's not a good thing to do. So
just thought I'd ask that.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to the emotional side of it. And you said the fear part of it. Now, again, Doug founded a company called Sales Magic, and one of the really quality classes that he does in that is called Mental Magic, and it focuses on the effect that your mind has on your life and how to train your mind and techniques and things like that. It's a really good program. Now, how do you, and I mean, because of that, you can chime in here too. How do you deal
Thank you, Joe.
With, I mean, in regards to the class itself, I can't take them anywhere. But how do you deal with that? When you recognize, because in the time we've had, there's realistic fears and there's unrealistic fears. If a client says, I'm in the electronics industry, there's word that 20% of our force could be laid off, and I'd probably be one of them. Should I do this?
I have an answer for that. Okay. It's a 3-prong answer. You first have to really know who you are and have a solid core of who you are. So you're not influenced too much by the media, your clients. You have to be strong in yourself, and then you have to decide, from what you're reading, from what you're seeing at the marketplace, what is really the truth. And you have to really understand your market. So that means you have to know your statistics. What's selling, how long is it on the market for, how many offers did it get, what is the appreciation, and then you have to know your client. What's your client's mindset about the market. So you have to help your client, but at the same time not be too influenced by them either. I have discouraged clients, not to buy something if I didn't think it was right. But in the end, it's their decision. Mm-hmm. It is their decision. In the end, it's always their decision. You can only guide them.